wanna be. If anyone wants to come up here and sing and dance today for us, for the people online, we would love it. So, anyway, hello and welcome everybody who's out there. So we're starting every Monday. We're going to start with one of these. So basically, every Monday we're practicing editing because nobody writes anything perfect the first time. Not me. Not I said President Trump last time. It was kind of a bad one. But, Prime Minister Trudeau, I don't know, nobody. Okay, so we all have to edit our writing. We have to learn to read over our writing and go over it before we put it out there in the world. Unless it's a text, then it doesn't matter so much. But okay, so this week we're going to be focusing a lot on paragraph writing in both stages. So we want to start with this idea about what is a paragraph. So if we look at the first sentence, most writing is either one paragraph or a series of paragraphs. So if you didn't find any mistakes yet, the computer is giving you a pretty good clue about where our mistakes are so far. So what's our first one?
Writing.
Writing. So what is wrong with writing?
There's only one T.
Right, so the word writing only has one T. Does anybody know the spelling rule behind that? Why do some people want to put the two T's there? So sometimes we do add an extra T to the end of a word that has a T. When we add ing, what's the rule behind that? Does anybody know? I figured out, I watched myself the other day and I go like this a lot. I hate that. Okay, I'm not going to stop doing that. Okay, what's the base word of writing?
Right.
Right. How do you spell right?
W-R-I-T-E.
Correct. So that's how we spell right. Now, if we want to add ing to write, what happens to the E? You take away the E, and then that gets put on there. Now, the reason why sometimes people add two T's is because what happens, take a very simple word, with the word sit, and we want to write sitting.
There's two T's.
Okay, so why do we add the T there?
Because or else it would be citing, because the vowels, there has to be...
Keep going. I'll send you part of my paycheck if you can get this one.
Because the vowel, if there's not two consonants, the vowel after the T makes the I a long I sound.
Okay.
That's what I was...
Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, you're getting there. You're getting there. Okay. So when we have a word, you're right. When we have a word, so this is a short vowel sound. That says writ, not even a word. As soon as we add this, E, that turns it into a long I. Right. Okay? Now, when we have a one-syllable word that has a short vowel sound, sit, we need to add an extra T before we add the ing. So if there's a vowel in there, we need to add that extra T before we can add the ing. The reason we don't do it for right is because it had the E there, and we took the E away. Okay? That's why we don't add the extra T, because it had that silent E there. So, like Trudy said, if it's the word cite, website, right? Citing, I'm citing that source, that would be a C though, then you would take away the E and add the ing, but that's not a word. So we won't even go there. But the idea here is you don't add the extra T because you've taken away that E. Does that make sense? Okay. So no more double T's in writing from now on in. You can never make that mistake again. No, you can. It's okay. But now you know. So that's number one. So most writing is either one paragraph or a series of paragraphs. And I'll tell you there's actually two more mistakes in here in this sentence. What are they?
The series, like, what's that little thing?
What's that little thing called? That little thing, this little thing by the S.
Apostrophe.
Apostrophe, yes. So you'll notice there's actually two words here where I've put apostrophes in. Do either of those words need apostrophes? No. People love the apostrophes. They get sprinkled all over the place in your writing. All over. This is one of the biggest mistakes I always see. So, series, we're just talking about a series, a number, right? It's more than one. So we don't need the apostrophes. So this is number two. Here, we're just talking about more than one paragraph, so we don't need the apostrophe. When do we need an apostrophe? So why didn't it give us a red line for paragraph? When do we need an apostrophe before an S? Anybody? Thinking of 2 reasons why we need it. Anybody want to take a guess?
And what comes after belongs to.
Exactly. Jamie's class is so fun. Exclamation mark, okay? The class belongs to me, okay? Nothing belongs to the series there, nothing belongs to it, right? When else? When else do we use an apostrophe before the S? Anybody want to take a guess? Okay, sometimes with that's and it's, okay? What if we did this? I'm going to use my name again as an example. Jamie's coming to class. Why did I put an apostrophe there?
Jamie is.
Is, and that's where you're thinking with the that's and the it's. When it is, right? That's awesome. Okay? That is. So we're taking the is, and we're cutting out the I, and we're putting that apostrophe in and sticking it on there. Those are the times you use the apostrophe S. So be careful when you're editing your work, go through it and say, where have I sprinkled some unneeded apostrophes? They look really pretty, right? We want our writing to look pretty? Okay. All right. A paragraph is a group of sentences that talk about a single topic or idea. We use the form of paragraphs to help us organize our ideas and make them clear to the reader. That's really long. So what are some mistakes there?
After idea, it's a period.
Excellent. Can you tell us why Lady in Blue?
Because it's the end of that sentence, going on to a new sentence.
Yes, and how do we know we're going on to a new sentence? It's the end of the idea. Why can't I just put a comma here?
Because they're talking about something else.
They are, right. This is what I'm trying to get you guys to say. 'Cause this is what we started last week in stage 2. Stage 3 we didn't talk about it so much, but we have a new subject, which we also call our noun, and a new verb. So as soon as you are starting a new idea with a new subject and a new verb, you have to have a period. A comma's not enough, okay?
So then the W has to be a...
Then the W has to be in uppercase, and that's 5. And I can already tell, I think I'm going to be a little bit off on my numbers. It might be more than 8 mistakes. We use the form of paragraphs to help us organize our ideas and make them clear to the reader. There's one more mistake in there. What is it? Yes, we've got a little sprinkle in there again, because it just looks so pretty. We're just talking about more than one paragraph, so we don't need the apostrophe, okay? To help us organize our ideas and make them clear to the reader. You can tell when a new paragraph begins by the indent, or short space before the first word.
I have a question.
Yep.
Do you really need we use the form of paragraphs to help us to, can't you take that second to out?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, this isn't my writing, but yeah, I agree. Let's see if that would work if that would make sense. We use the form of paragraphs to help us organize our ideas and make them clear to the reader. For sure you could. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Help us to organize our ideas and make them clear to the reader. Yeah, it's kind of wordy, isn't it? It's a little bit wordy. Okay, so what is the problem with this next little part? You can tell when a new paragraph begins by the indent or short space before the first word.
We need a period after indent, or a comma after indent.
Okay, and what do we have after the indent right now? Why do we need a comma there and why not a period? We're starting a new idea, aren't we? Or no?
It's the same subject.
We're not starting a new idea, right? We're not at all, we're just saying, or short space before the first word. So basically, my comma's in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
So I need to take it out over here. So this is why I'm saying maybe I'm a little off, because this is 7, and this 8. But then what do I need to do? There's actually a number 9. So this is now a comma, and this comma has been taken out, or a short space before the first word. And what's kind of my 9th thing that I need to make sure I do? Lowercase the O. Yeah, so this O then becomes lowercase.
That
So
was my question before because I was finding 9 mistakes and I wasn't sure. if
There
it
you
was a
go.
mistake or not.
see, I know. It's very rare actually that I have the right number of mistakes. Sometimes there's less, sometimes there's more. So you can always feel good because I always make a mistake when I do a gotcha. I'm really bad with numbers. So, any questions about any of that? So this is what I want you to be doing with your work. And this is what we will do every Monday together as a group. We'll always edit a piece so that you guys can get a good feel for that. Any questions?